Hello everybody and welcome back. I have another account for you now, and this is from Schiehallion, the fairy mountain. Many of you will know from Isabella's giant journal, but this is an entirely different account. And it's a man's terrifying fairy encounter of the bog people of Schiehallion. This is a rare modern fairy description from the edge of Highland, Scotland. In Perthshire, Schiehallion, the fairy hill. The extract is from a modern fairy documentary, The Fairy Faith. It's short, but it's well worth watching for anyone who has an interest in this subject. The fairies are described as bog people. Look out for their fairy shears. And the gentleman says, I was visiting the bogs at Schiehallion at the bottom of the fairy hill, and it was just as I was sitting down watching the most beautiful views at around 5 p.m. in the evening. In drifted the mist, and a small amount of dew in tiny drops was all around me. You could see a rainbow, and it was a privilege to be there whilst the display was going on. I watched the stream and listening to its rhythm, how it flowed in an almost musical way. I was feeling almost in rapture at the beauty of it all, and I noticed movement to my left, and what I can only describe as a little fellow was there. He was around 4 feet in height, and to my disbelief, he had hold of the top of my shadow at the head part and was trying to roll it up, as one would roll a newspaper. He was around 40 yards from me, and we locked eyes. It's at this point I see a smaller female down at my feet, and she's trying to cut out my shadow with a pair of scissors. I could not believe my eyes. With instinct, I said, "Oi!" very loudly, at which point they both looked at each other and then vanished. Gone. I was left with a feeling of astonishment, and to be honest, I thought, you cheeky wee bastards. I wasn't frightened or scared. I was more astonished at the cheek of them, to be honest. They reminded me of the bog people legend that you hear. And they were filthy, and they had dirty, straggly hair, and they were covered with crude, small buckskin or chamois cloth of some kind, which was in itself was manky with filth. The dirt was very ingrained on the clothes and the figures themselves, as if they'd come from the bog itself. Bog people are the only thing I can think of that they were. I've come across other tales like this. Some of them are described as mud maids. There's others that are the Child Lad jumps to mind, and the Pictish brown boys. There are many accounts across the UK of little, small, Slittingville again, that comes to mind. Small, little, hairy creatures that people report seeing. And of course, Schiehallion always had a history of this. That's why it's called a fairy mountain, and it's a quartz mountain. So anybody interested in crystals and energy understands why quartz is very important. And for many centuries, the landscape of Schiehallion was held in awe. Probably because of the network of caves on an underlying band of limestone which runs along Glenmore on the south side of the mountain. And perhaps the most famous of these caves is the Tom Amor Fair. It's a cave, and it's at the hillock of the Great Man, which was believed to be the entrance to the underworld. And the cave inhabitants, it was said, were fairies and other supernatural beings, including the Great Man, Tom Amor. And the Tom Amor means the giant man. Schiehallion was also said to be the favourite haunt of the mythological Chalach or the Blue Witch, who appeared at Halloween to usher in the winter. Her face was blue with cold, her hair was white with frost, and the plaid that wrapped her bony shoulders was grey as the winter fields, wrote Aidan Cunningham in the Tales of Ranach, published in 1989. According to folklore, she would catch on to wary travellers, her icy blasts wheeling them to death. And that's even before we start on Sawney Bean. So until next time, thank you very much for tuning in, and I will bring you through another wonderful and strange encounter from the UK. Good night.